G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode. So this week we want to try and get this hard dodger done. We need to get the welding all complete and just have it just finished, because we need to get to some other jobs, and hopefully I don't bore everyone too much with all the welding and grinding, but let's just get this one done so everyone can see what it looks like, and then we can move on and get some other progress. So stay tuned and let's have a look at how we go with getting this done. Thanks guys. So I've cut some big holes in the deck here for these Vitas hatches to go in. I've put these coamings and welded them all up, so I'm happy with them. However, there was stringers running through here and a lot of metal bracing which were cut out to insert these in. So I am going to have to cut out a few little bits to strengthen up some bits around here, because they need to be, the whole deck doesn't need any bow or any warp in it as you're walking. So we're going to cut out a whole bunch. We've got 4 areas, one here where the sunroof is and the 2 hatches up top. We're going to cut out some supports to weld inside so that we don't get any movement in this deck. So let's get on to that. Alright, so we've got them all cut down to size, and I've welded I've gone and just put a cross either side of this, ties it into this 10mm plate, and got a few stitch welds going across it just to stiffen everything up. And so this side now is not going to flex as we stand on it. It's just a bit too big of an open area. So we've got a bit of cross bracing in, and that'll look nice once it's all painted up. I've now got all 3 of the windows done with the reinforcement put in. I had to join a couple of bits and pieces to make a whole length because I wanted to use up the metal we've got. So we've got that one in as well. So no more bowing floor, which will be nice. So that's the upper roof done on all the decks. Still going to do the coach roof. All the reinforcements done on that. But where I've taken some reinforcements out to enlarge the windows, we've got to put a few more bits of reinforcement angle iron on the walls to beef up that strength back up again. So yeah, done inside the boat now. I'm gonna move up and do a bit more welding on the hard dodger. I'm sweating like crazy because we've got a lot of rain at the moment and it's the middle of summer, so we're really humid today, just like the Queensland coast, but got to keep pushing on. So let's get back to welding. I've just completed all welding on the hard dodger, so there's heaps of weld all over every spot. The last thing I haven't done yet is blended these two, like got a nice transition from this 150mm to the 20mm. So I've got to cut a bit of a slice in this and then fold that back down and weld it up. It's the last job to do on here. Alright, so what I've done here is just cut a bit of a wedge shape out of this 150mm and then G-clamp that, bringing that fold in so that then this transition is a little bit nice and neater. So I'm gonna weld this all up and do the same on the other side, so that will be the completion of all the welding. So that'd be great. Alright, so I've stopped work for today on the hard dodger. I was so close to getting there. I know I say that a lot, but yeah, as time creeps up on you, you don't get a lot of hours here, but let's see what we've done. So we've got all the welding done on this side, all the welding done everywhere actually. So all the welding done on this side. This hasn't been ground back yet. So with all the welds on the front side here, these have been ground back roughly. So you can sort of see that's all been ground, so no more welding protruded, but they've still got to be gone over with a flapper disc just to neaten them up, take out any of the rough bits. So that's just going to be prettied up a little bit more. We've got welds on the top here that still need to be ground back, so yeah, still a little bit of grinding to go. Not a lot of work, just a little bit of grinding. And then that hard dodger will be complete. But what we will do is next week when I come back, I want to finish this whole area off. So next week when I get back, we're going to fill in this piece here that was cut out a while back. So get rid of that rust. We've got the old steps that were here, they've got to be filled in. So we're going to grind these big chunky bits off that were plasma cut off, and then we're going to box in these steps. They were a little bit dangerous before, where they had a little pointy bit here which could grab your leg if you slip. So we're going to fill in those boxes, do that rust repair, do the grinding on the hard dodger, and we're going to grind out this strip. We've still got the old weld on here, that has to be ground down and then undercoated, and then yeah, undercoat everything so it looks good and clean. So with doing that, it gives us the ability to put that companionway slide in that we made the other week, and then this area is finished off, ready to be refitted. That's going to be exciting, so hopefully we can get all that done next week. But we got really close this week. Alright, one thing we haven't done in a very long time is had a look at my whiteboard. You're going to see that it's very out of date. So we'll just roughly go through it. On our in progress list, we've got install new portholes. So we've basically done all that. The only thing we've got to do is the threads. So we'll pop that over there. A lot of these will have to be revamped. The workshop roof, we've done that a few episodes ago, a couple of months ago I think. Install new windows, they are done. We've still got to do the studs though. Install new hatches, all of them are done. We're just not putting them on yet because I still want to blast and paint the area. To do, install small bow hatches. They are in, the little white ones up the front. Install high pressure water pump. That's not going to be done for a while, not until I start rebuilding the boat. So I'm going to pop that out of the little square at the moment. Blast and prepare the inside of the hull, we haven't started that. Install and weld safety rails, we haven't started that. Paint the hull, that's not going to be done for a while. Let's move that out here. Reinstall the steering column, I did that last week. So put that over there. Level the boat, I've done that now, so it's a little bit easier to get everything level. And we made up a whole bunch of new ones. Obviously this is a boat build, so we've got so much stuff to do, but we're not going to go through it all. Welding new window studs, that's in progress. We prepped them last week, they're ready to go in. Rebuild cockpit entranceway, that's probably going to be in progress because next week we want to get the boat ready for that to happen. Design and build cockpit slide, well we've done that, so go straight over to completed. Build new hard dodger, that's still in progress technically. It's all together. I'm just going to do some grinding on it now. Grind angles to studs, we did that last week. Fit tinted window panels, that's to do. We've got them, we made them, we just haven't put them on. Replace sunroof. We have replaced the large sunroof coaming. I've got the hatches sitting in the shipping container here, they're ready to go in once it's been blasted. Install cockpit slider. We will need to do that in a couple of weeks. Install rudder bearing. Well, that's not going to happen for a while, so that'll go outside the box. I've got it all welded and installed, but until the rudder is complete and I've built that, we'll have that sitting outside. Fully weld hard dodger. Technically I just did that today. Put that in progress just because we still need to grind some of those welds off. Install new cockpit steps. I'm going to try and get onto that next week. So let's pop it into in progress. Remove original hard dodger. Well, that was done a couple of months ago. Clean and grind interior. We have done that. I don't think there's any more to do, so we'll put that into completed. So completed sections filling up. Once that's filled up, we'll move them out to some other place on this shipping container, and then we'll just keep flowing through. So to do, install weld safety rails, blast and paint the hull, fit new tinted windows, install cockpit slider, and we're currently working on welding new studs, replace sunroof, rebuild cockpit entranceway, fully weld hard dodger, build new hard dodger, and install cockpit steps. So yeah, we're trying to focus around that cockpit at the moment so that you know, we get that section all finished, and we're not going to damage anything we're installing in that area. Then I want to make sure that bowsprit is done, so we're going to get onto the bowsprit next, and that's the last of the big jobs outside of the boat. So yeah, that's the whiteboard updated. So that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed it, and if you like, leave a comment, a like, and if you haven't already, subscribed. So we'll definitely get onto this hard dodger. I want that area finished next week, so hopefully stay tuned to that. If you want the big reveal of seeing what it looks like, hopefully I'll get there. And I'm still trying to make up my mind on the bowsprit here. Had a lot of good comments, people saying don't put the chain over the top because it might be a tripping hazard, keep it underneath. I like it. We've still got a lot to work out with the bowsprit, but we're getting onto that soon. So we'll probably ask everyone a few more questions before we get to it. So yeah, keep the comments coming, and we'll see you next week. See you guys.